Okay, starting mine. Ciao, mi chiamo Brenda.
Ciao, mi chiamo Gracie.
Piacere di conocerte, Gracie.
¿Cómo estás tú?
Yo estoy bene. ¿Y tú?
Sono stato bene.
Um, ¿Cómo he andado questo semestre?
È stato travolgente. E tu?
Questo semestre è stato impegnativo ma divertido. Um, ¿Cómo è stato imparare l'italiano?
Ho studiato italiano 10 settimane. È stato difficile. E tu?
È stato difficile imparare l'italiano po- perché non ho um, avuto molto tempo per impararlo. Um, ¿Y tú?
È stato difficile rimanere motivato. Motivati.
Um, ¿Cuáles son algunas parole que impari l'italiano?
Conta fino a 10. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. E tu?
Um, imparali, imparalo giorni de la semanata, um, which are lunedì, martedì, mercoledì, giovedì, venerdì, sabato, dominicana. Okay, so that was our conversation or in Italian. So how has learning Italian been for you, Gracie?
So, what I basically said, like learning Italian has been kind of difficult for me, also because I'm taking classes. It's my last semester here at U of H, so it's been kind of hard to keep that motivation going on. And I've been using like videos on YouTube, Duolingo to kind of keep that process. So I kind of like Duolingo because it always gives you like a reminder each day, like oh, like it's time to practice. So I've been using that a lot. But at the same time, it's hard keeping that motivation on. And what about for you?
Um, it's also been hard, motivation and also finding the time, like you said, finding the with other classes, it's hard to find the time to practice the language. I've also been using Duolingo, but I don't find it as helpful because it's only learning a word, and I feel that I'm learning. I'm just kind of like learning words, and at the end, I don't know how to put them together in a sentence.
Okay.
So I think that's where Stephen Krashen input of theory comes in, where uh, I don't have that input of someone who is knowledgeable in Italian to tell me, well, you're doing this good, you're doing this, or help me with the pronunciation and putting the sentence together.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. So how has knowing, and I know you told me you know Spanish, so how has that helped you or not helped you learning Italian?
Honestly, I thought I said, well, I'm gonna pick Italian. It's similar to Spanish. It's gonna be easy. No, it's been harder because in Italian they use the double L, which also in Spanish, but it's pronounced different. So while I'm reading it, I try to reading to say it as in Spanish, but it's way different. The
Yeah.
the sound is different. And for you?
Yeah, I also agree with you. I also chose Italian because I was like, oh, it's closer to Spanish. I'm gonna be able to like get it quickly. So for me, I feel like if I read it, I understand what it's saying, but the pronunciating the words, that's where I'm lost. Like for the ch, like in esquiamo, but it's I always want to say chiamo, like in Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing. But although like I did learn the numbers pretty fast because they were very similar to Spanish. It's just the way I have to say it is different, which confuses me and makes me think that I'm saying it wrong in Italian, but I'm saying it right, or I think I'm saying it right. I really don't know. I need someone's input to correct me also.
Yes, I think that's where the cognates, which are the words that are similar on both languages, that's where I think it's going to help us to teach English to our students, because we could. For me, it was also helpful to see the words that are similar in Spanish and Italian to know what it was. It was just a little bit the pronunciation, which was hard.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually something I've been using with my students whenever they don't know, because I'm right now I'm doing student teaching, so I like, oh, like look at the similar word. What do you think it means? And if it's in English, I'll tell them in Spanish. So just like a similarity for them to get clues, for them to kind of understand the content. So that's a really good way.
Yes. Um, I also think that by us, well, for me personally, no, my first language being Spanish and learning English, I think that that's also going to help me understand what my students are going through, since I already went through it. And like you said, asking them what is going to what the words are the cognates.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with you because I had a similar situation. My first language is Spanish, and then slowly I was learning English. But now I am able to understand, like, it's not that simple learning a language. A lot of practice has to be like taken effect. So it's going to be really important for us to like do that in the classroom, and also like get the help of parents, like, try to get them involved for like their children's like education and stuff.
Yes, I also that hoped. I think it helps. Well, at least for me, I have helped my son learn Spanish, and I feel that he's learning. We started at the same time, him Spanish, and I started learning Italian. But I feel that he has learned way more than I have,
Uh,
because he has that practice. And I
and yes,
think that's where the theory of Stone of proximal development comes in, where he has someone to help him learn the language and we don't. So
yeah.
I think that for us, again, being adults and having other things to do, it's more difficult to learn the new language.
Completely agree. So, are you gonna keep on trying to learn Italian, or how do you feel? 'Cause-
Um, To be honest, it's hard to find the motivation, but most of all the time, I think as an adult, it's very hard with other things and work and children and well, school. It's hard.
yeah, no, I agree. And also, I don't know if you had trouble with this. I almost felt that I didn't know where to start. Like, do I start? I didn't know. I'm like, do I start like making sense? Because for Duolingo, like you said, it told you certain words, and then it'll try to put them on sentences. But I don't even know how to say the I and like. So it was really confusing. So I was like, oh, let me start with the numbers. I think they'll be easy, and just trying to say common phrases. That's what I was trying to stick to. But it's just difficult.
Yes, that's the whole. That's why I started learning as my son did, because I would copy what his teacher was teaching him in Spanish. So I would ask him, "What are you learning this week?" And he'll tell me, "Well, we're learning this, this, this," and that's how I learned the numbers, the days of the week, the months, and pronouns, um, because that's what he was learning. So that's what I was copying him. I think we also need that structure of a class
Uh,
to learn.
yes.
But yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching. This has been Brenda and Gracie.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye. Well, ciao.